Hey everybody, welcome back to Conscientious Omnivore. My name is Pal. If anybody's new to the channel, welcome. I know I have quite a few new subscribers, so thank you. I just wanted to really quickly wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate it. I hope your holiday has been a good one, or if you're enjoying it right now or watching it after, then happy belated Thanksgiving. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you in the spirit of kind of like the harvest and the celebration of fall. The last harvest that I did really for the year was the harvesting of the medlars. So I just wanted to show you that and then show you kind of what they look like now that they're ripened. And just really quickly also mention that you know, this is like another reason to have like variety in your planting and your gardening, to have different kinds of fruits, different kinds of vegetables that are ripening at different points of the year, so that you always have something fresh with, you know, vitamins and nutrients for you to enjoy kind of throughout the year. So a lot of things, you know, I've talked about this before. If you looked at my video about the foods I'm finding in the woods, like on my run, you know, you'll see like things growing in the wild, like cherries in the springtime. You have, you know, strawberries, whatever. Then you have like your summer things. You have your fall time things like, like grapes and apples, pears, etc. Then you have like even later kind of ripening things, like I showed you guys the cornelian cherry, you know, rose hips, the medlar. So, you know, a lot of these things are kind of like ripening and available. And then of course you can preserve them too, like I've talked about in previous videos. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. I hope everybody had a great holiday, and I'll see you in the next one. Check out the medlars coming up. And yeah, I really appreciate everybody's support. So thanks. See you next time. Bye. Okay, another quick update on the medlar tree. Almost all the leaves are down at this point. There are still quite a few pieces of fruit left, but a lot of them have been falling. So I've actually just collected a bunch that I found laying on the ground over here. So you can see there's quite a few, and I've already picked up probably a similar bunch earlier, maybe in the week. So at this point, I think I'm going to actually collect all of them, maybe like tomorrow if I have a little bit of time. And then I'm going to lay them out and let them blet. And then I'll show you guys what they look like when they're fully ripe. Okay, so I meant to get out of here a lot sooner than I actually managed to, but I'm going to pick off all the medlar fruits today. Not very many left on the tree. At this point I've come by a couple times and just picked up whatever's fallen off, but there are still some. So yeah, I'm going to pick them all up. There's a lot on the ground, and you can see pretty much all the leaves are fallen now. So it's beginning of November here. Not quite as cold as it normally gets, but yeah, you can see a bunch on the ground here. So I'll pick these all up, and then yeah, that's going to be it. I'm going to cut back this tree a little bit to prune this, and prune the mulberry tree. I'm going to prune the plum trees as well, and yeah, get these stored away. So that's it. Got them all picked, and yeah, I'll show you what I've had at home. There's a lot more at home actually than this. Probably should have taken them down a little bit sooner, but yeah, I just didn't feel like taking them off the tree any sooner than I had to. So that's the way it looks. I'm going to prune back some of these branches a little bit, because there's a lot that kind of grow down towards the ground, and yeah, some of them are a little bit too close to the house too, so I'm going to prune this tree back a little bit. Okay, so finally can show you what the ripe bledded medlars look like. So they basically start to look like they're going bad, like I've said in my previous videos. The skin gets really thin and the whole thing gets really soft. So like for example, you know, this one is really good. It's very, very soft. You can see it. It just almost looks like it's going to start kind of rotting away. And I made a mistake, actually. This is the first time I've harvested them, and that I had, you know, collected a bunch that had fallen from the trees earlier, and I did not store them in a cool, dry place. I stored them in a warm, dry place, which was the kitchen, and that did not work out because a lot of them got really dried out like this, and this is totally inedible now. So I have a bunch that kind of are totally, you know, shot and they're not going to be any good to eat. But despite that, a bunch of them are still viable and good. And I want to show you kind of how they look like in the various stages. I don't have a stand, so I can't show you as I'm like peeling it. But, this is what it looks like, up close here. You can see that they have this kind of almost like a little star shape at the bottom. And that kind of corresponds to the seeds. This is where they attach to the branch at the top. There's a couple different ways that I've seen people eat these. One way that I really like, which is kind of convenient and fun, is you just kind of pinch this top part, you just tear it off, and you end up with this little, kind of hole here. And because it's so squishy and soft, you can just kind of squeeze the flesh of the fruit right out that hole, right into your mouth. And it's really good and convenient and tasty. Another way that I've seen people do it is they just kind of tear that little tip off and they peel the skin back all the way down to the bottom. And I've done one like that just so you can see it here. So I've kind of taken off that skin all the way around, and you're just left with this part at the bottom, this unedible part. Inside of that is where the seeds are. Basically, each one of these little pods is a seed. The seeds look like this. I've got a couple of them out here for you guys to see. And, surrounded by this like really fleshy kind of fruit. And this is kind of, what you would be left with if you just kind of chewed around the seeds. So each one of these little pods is a seed. That's the bottom of it again. And this is just the pulp that I've cleaned out. So, if you had a bunch of this, you could obviously make this into a jam or put it into a pie or just eat it raw. It's really soft, really tasty. It might not look very appetizing, but basically just almost think of it as like applesauce with cinnamon. It's really delicious, really flavorful. I really enjoyed the taste. I think it's really good. Has tons of vitamins, nutrients, everything, and really tasty, unique fruit. Obviously not something you're going to see in the store nowadays because, this does not ship well. This does not pack well. By the time you want to eat it, this looks like it's rotten. Like in the store, most people wouldn't know what this is. They wouldn't even want to eat it. And it's just this kind of like unique fruit. And very, old, ancient fruit, and very cool. So, I just wanted to share that. Hope you guys liked it. I think that's it. See you in the next one. Bye.